And we are back with Kaizen Live. Welcome back to the channel. I am one of your casters today, Tenchi, and joined with me today is one of our fabulous casters, Rain. Rain, how are you doing today?
Hi, Tenchi. I'm excited to be here covering another Kaizen match. And yeah, we have Impact versus the Ruby Revanents. So this is going to be one of our tier 3 console matches.
Ooh, I love me some tier 3. Just another level of gaming and strategizing that I just love whenever you view all of the teams. Definitely a tier to be looking out for. Now, both of these teams are at 2 wins and 1 loss, if I'm not mistaken. So this should be a pretty great match today, I think.
Yeah, totally agree. I've casted Impact a couple of times now, and they've always done a really good job putting on a nice show for us. And I mean, we're actually already ready to go into the action here. So like all of the week 4 matches, we are going to be starting on the control point of Nepal. And Tenchi, we also do have the hero bands in for this map as well.
Oh, I love me some good hero bands. Our bands today are actually going to be Lucio, Kiri, Orisa, and Cass for this first map, which is quite weird as we get started. You normally see Lucio on this map, but you know, sometimes you just don't want any Lucios in there. I totally get it.
Yeah, we were kind of talking about this beforehand. We were speculating on, what backline are we going to end up on? Well, both these teams are going to be running that Juno backline, so you will still have a little bit of speed to kind of maneuver around these control points. The difference being that we are going to have the Ana for one side, and then the other side we will have that Baptiste already. We do have a fight happening on the point here.
I love seeing this Ram going straight in. A nice, beautiful slate coming out from that Ana. I really enjoy how Impact is just going straight in with the Tracer and the Ram straight on the point as that Ram gets extremely low. Hydrated is going to get the kill onto Giz. Starting this opening fight out, getting the point control for Impact. This is really going to allow Impact to get a really great lead here as Kai Guy and Slappo, along with Hugs, just go for a full reset as Impact actually starts this out strong. I think that was fabulous play for the team to be holding up on that back high ground while the other two go straight in. I thought that was great.
Yeah, I agree, and this is where we're kind of seeing the difference in this backline, where you have Floppin on this Ana versus Neo on this Bap. Neo is going to have to play a little bit kind of closer to the team here, and where you have this Ana, you're able to really put in a whole lot of feeling from a little bit further away, so the Ana's a little bit safer, and your backline's going to be able to survive just a little bit more of your impact.
And that Giz is just going straight in for this, trying to do their best. Is actually potentially going to get the kill here. Ooh! Kanaki going in on Kai Guy, getting a beautiful pulse slam, but Neo gets the kill on Kaneki. Actually a pretty great trade right there. They're both down 1, but it looks like Ruby is going to go into this point as Impact is deciding to back out of here, losing point control, but at 49%. This fight isn't necessarily over as they're kind of just picking at each other, looking to get some ult charge. Hydrated actually coming out with that beautiful ult. Straight on strong as Mr. Jake gets a nice torpedo on the Slappo. Oh man, that's an extremely good fight. What a nice dynamite coming in from that Ashe as well from Ruby. Kaneki going in, getting the kill on the Gizmax and Neo. Oh my goodness, they're definitely going to need some help on there. Definitely probably regretting that Cass ban, honestly, from Ruby.
Yeah, that's so true. Kaneki on this Tracer is doing a whole lot of work. And there, of course, as I said, they find, another one here. But that was a really nice disengagement and then re-engagement from Impact. So you kind of back out of the point. You already lost one, so you can give a little bit of percentage over. And then you come back in, you have that Annihilation ready to go. You use the Nano as well to kind of sustain through it. And now you're looking at kind of a lot of ultimates coming online to work with for Impact. But on the side of Ruby, I mean, you only used that Bob. Actually, I don't think you used the Bob. So you're going to come up on 4 ultimates here to work with, including that Orbital Ray and an Annihilation of your own to work with.
That's definitely going to be a nice play. I love how they're kind of engaging through the back as the Bob goes onto the point to kind of help stall it out as Kaneki gets the first kill on the Slappo, engaging this fight right here. Not seeing really any more ultimates open up except for that Bap Immortality, excuse me, Amp Matrix. As we go into overtime right here, as we see a Juno coming out from Impact's side, as Gizmac trying to hold on to the point, but all the team is going down slowly as it looks like Impact is just going to take this map 1, with Slappo getting one last kill in the end.
Yeah, Impact had some really good rotations there. We kind of saw as that Annihilation came out, the Sleep Dart goes on to the Ramatra, and then everybody kind of just like rotates away from it, which ends up kind of denying any value from that Amp Matrix that Neo put out as well, because Impact is doing a really good job of staying out of that line of sight there, and then Mr. Jade having the foresight to kind of hold on to that Orbital Ray so that you could really use that in the mid fight, and it really just sealed the fight there for Impact to pick that up. But I mean, Tenchi, I feel like we saw a little bit more life kind of coming from Ruby as that round went on. Some nicer rotations from them as well. Not looking to just kind of force a fight directly on the point, but kind of positioning themselves instead. So we will head over to Shrine for this next sub-map, looking like we are going to be sticking on essentially these same compositions. Impact going to go ahead and get that Sim TP out of spawn, just for a little bit of positional advantage here, as they will be able to get set up on the point. But yeah, already it's going to be a little bit tricky here, because Ruby have to push into this.
Oh, as Slavo actually gets the first kill. As you said, life is starting to come through with Ruby, as Ruby also getting a nice good start onto that kill. They're definitely going to be looking up for that, but it doesn't look like Impact is going to back out so easily. They are going to continue to poke this point right here, as Tracer is going on this little flank side. Baptiste is kind of keeping an eye on him as well. Oh, and actually gets the kill straight onto Kaneki, but Resurrect gets the kill on the Kai guy. Now, I feel like if Impact can kind of group up right here, they're easily able to re-engage on this. As the Tracer, oh, never mind. Hug's going into the kill on the Galopin. Man, this Ramatra here is really going to have to keep an eye out, because they're going to have to try and back out, as they're down both of their supports, as Juno is just now getting back to us. Man, that was a great opening engage from Ruby Revenant. I don't even think this fight's even over with, as it just continues to go on, as Impact is just not letting them rest, trying to get as many picks as they can. But Slapo and Hugs both getting the kills onto the opposite. I like how they killed each, like, their opposite character. I quite enjoyed that. Neo gets the kill on the Stay Hydrated, as this pretty much secures the first fight for Ruby Revenant, going up to 50% already.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm thinking, Tenchi. I mean, Impact just really hung around that fight just way too long. And when you have this Ana and Juno backline, it's a very fragile backline. They aren't really able to peel for each other quite as much as, say, a Brig Ana would be able to. So it's really on Kaneki to try and match this Tracer on the sideline, as already we see the impact from Neo on this Baptiste.
That was an incredible shot coming out, with Gizmax going straight on a Glop, and that's both supports down for Impact right now. And unfortunately, Neo's also going to get on the kill with Kaneki. This is really... Oh my gosh, Neo's popping off. And I love how both of the teams, the only difference in their composition is Baptiste or Ana. And we saw on that last map that the Ana had that nice little high ground away from the fight. But now that this is more of a close fight here, it's more in a close position, Impact's not really able to get the utilization out from that Ana, and you can see it right there with Neo getting the kill on the Glop and Hugs getting the kill on the Resurrect, but the Bob getting the kill on the Neo. Kaneki getting two right there. It might turn it around for Impact, but not yet. Slapo's Bob gets the kill on the Hydrated. Mr. J gets the kill on the Gizmax. It is still anybody's game with that Bob going out. Impact is actually going to hold on to this point with 99% up for Ruby Revenants. It now flips over to Impact.
Yeah,
that was a great fight.
That was a great Bob from Resurrect there, just to kind of get the touch. Now, that was the first fight where we actually saw ults really invested outside of that Amp Matrix from Neo earlier on, and really good foresight from Impact to really just use that one ultimate. So now you have 4 ultimates here to try and hold on to this point. The Bob was forced out. You don't have the support, the Pulse Bomb either on the side of Ruby, but you do crucially have this Annihilation, and you're gonna have the Orbital Ray to work with.
Neo is just on a roll right now, really making up for everything that this Ana didn't have, but Hydrated coming out with a beautiful ult as well. They both get 2, both Rams get 2 right here. It is up to the battle of the Rams to see who's going to be able to hold on with their support. It looks like Impact is going to have that edge with a beautiful anti coming out. Slapo gets the kill on the Hydrated, but Kaneki's easily able to keep up and get the 2 kills onto Gizmax and Slapo, as this Tracer still hovers in the back line trying to get that Ana. If this Ana goes down, it might be over for Impact. Yet Impact seems to have come back pretty quick, as Kaneki gets the kill on the Neo though. Resurrect getting the kill on the Hugs. This seems like it's going to be a good fight for Impact to get its bearings once again. Although they have used quite a bit of ults, but at the same time, Ruby Revenant's kind of also slacking on ults, except for that Bob and Matrix, huh?
Yeah, so we're essentially looking at a dry fight that's going to be happening here. Slappo might be able to build up to the Bob, and Neo is approaching that amplification matrix. Now, Gloppin on this Ana has done such a fantastic job with these anti-nades, but now you're forced to kind of play on this point, so you don't have as much safety in space anymore.
And you can definitely see that safety going away as Hugs gets the kill onto Mr. Jade, with Giz and Hugs going straight into the back line. Exactly what Ruby Revenant needed to do. But Hydrate gets the kill on the Giz. And unfortunately, Neo's going to get the kill on the Kaneki, with Slappo getting the kill on the Hydrate. This looks like it's a team wipe as we go into overtime for both teams. But it looks like it is going to be in favor of Ruby Revenant here as Mr. Jade hops onto point for dear life. Slappo getting 2 right there. Built up the bomb and sends it out for a round 2 for Ruby Revenant.
Yeah, Ruby did a much better job at using this Tracer to kind of the full potential on this map. A little bit harder kind of on the Sanctum map to really get the angles that you really want your Tracer to be set up on. It's very easy pathing to like kind of scout out if you're on the defending team. So making really good use of getting Hugs set up kind of on the angle. Slappo on this Ashe has that long range damage. So you're able to kind of draw attention away from the supports of Impact with this Tracer. Sometimes even getting in a limb just kind of on your own, and then that means that Stay Hydrated on this Ramattra just wasn't really able to kind of get those heals that they really needed to stay in these fights. Now, I do think that this next map might favor Impact's kind of style a little bit more. They're really strong at kind of these just full-on brawls and following up on the anti-nades from Flop, and as we are going to see both teams sticking on these same compositions that they've been on, as they are going to opt to kind of take this first clash up on the high ground.
Definitely. I feel like, exactly like you said, this map just kind of favors the Ana here. But I don't know, Neo's been doing a fantastic job. Like we saw on that map, it was amazing as Gizmax comes out, going straight on Glop, and Resurrect gets the kill on the Kai guy. Hugs gets the kill on the Kaneki, with Giz getting the kill on the Mr. Jade. Slappo gets the kill on the Hydrated. That's going to be it to secure this first fight for Ruby Revenant. I feel like, you know what? I kind of feel like this is actually going to favor Ruby Revenant more than Impact. I feel like, oh, and we do see the swap onto a BAP from the Juno. So they are losing out on that speed, but they are going to have the, I don't even know if I'd say the better heal outcome. This is quite interesting.
You definitely have some survivability here, right? You're going to have the lamp and you're going to have the nade here, but you are losing out on a whole lot of utility in that speed, and Resurrect fighting both DPS. That's an opening here for Impact.
That is a huge opening right there. Now is the time for Impact to go onto it. This is your moment. This is your time. Gloppin gets the kill on Nino, basically securing the fight for Impact there as Kaneki gets the kill on the Giz, and Gloppin gets the kill on the Kai guy. As they rotate back up to this high ground, definitely want to keep the high ground. That was fantastic approach from Impact right there. Not losing too much percentage either as they flipped it over from 36%. I feel like it's still anybody's game here, but it's definitely going to be a great one.
We have the pulse bomb ready to go. Ooh, the lamp from Neo is going to deny that kill, and unfortunately, Kaneki kind of paying for it.
That looked like it hurt a lot. Immortality, though, is down right now. It doesn't look like it's going to do too much. As Impact looks like they're kind of spread out right there. Neo gets the kill on the Gloppin. Impact's just kind of playing as if they're not necessarily sure where to go, as we do see a pause coming out as well from this match. It does look like Kaneki did get 1 kill on the Slappo, but Hugs and Neo both got 2 kills on there as well. Unfortunately, for Impact, I just feel like they're not playing together on that approach.
Yeah, and it's a little tricky because when you make this swap over onto the Baptiste, Kaneki on this Tracer is going to have a whole lot less resources. Usually you'd have kind of your Juno kind of supporting that Tracer on the flanks a little bit. You know, you at least have kind of the long range heals, and then you have the speed also for rotations. So when you take that Juno out of the fight, not only are you not having as much kind of pressure on your off angles, you also lose the ability to make these quick rotations. And basically now Impact are kind of just getting out-tempoed because with Ruby having this Juno, you're able to pretty much just negate Stay Hydrated on this Ramattra entirely, use the speed ring to essentially just walk onto the backline. And although the BAP Ana is a whole lot of healing, it's still kind of a glass cannon. You're able to burst them down very quickly. You know, you have that lamp that is kind of your one get out of jail free card, but once that cooldown's been forced out, you don't really have a whole lot that's going to be able to stop kind of the rush in from the side of Ruby.
Right, and it's It's so difficult, and that's kind of the main reason maybe they banned Curie, was to lure out the Ana plays and to be able to kind of see like, okay, we should be fine if we play Ana, but maybe that's what Ruby Revenant noticed there, is they're like, hey, they're probably playing Ana, so let's just focus down the Ana and not worry about the nades. And I mean, they've done a fantastic job on these maps, and I was skeptical on that first map how Impact was just able to keep that high ground, keep the Ana away from the fight, and as they were able to just do that very strong fight. But on these last two maps, we've seen that the Baptiste has been working out a lot better in those close fights, and it's just doing better for the Ram comp, I feel like.
Yeah, I agree. And I now, unfortunately with this DC of Mr. Jade, I do believe that they were pretty close to getting that orbital ray, so you're not going to have that ultimate if you're Impact kind of coming into this fight, but you have a lot of other things to work with here, including the nano and the annihilation. We could potentially see kind of the swap in, or the combo in to try and walk in here, but on the side of Ruby, I mean, you're building up to a bunch of ultimates. You have a couple ready to go now. You do already have control of this point as well. So the onus is really on Impact to try and break through and get the flip over. And I mean, trying to get that through an annihilation, and you're going to have an orbital ray built up, and you have Neo on this Baptiste, who not only has their ultimate, I mean, they also have just been able to do so much damage. It feels like Impact is going to have a bit of a struggle in this next fight.
Right, for sure. I mean, Ruby Revenants has basically all their ultimates ready. They don't really even need to use any ultimates this fight unless maybe something like the Annihilation comes out from Impact. But if you're Impact in this point, it's just a matter of waiting it out and seeing what you can do. I mean, both teams are at great percentage right now. It's not like Impact's out of the game at all. At 31%, they could easily flip this back as long as they can get their player back in, obviously. And just being very smart about how you play and what you're going to play. That's just a matter of moving around and figuring it out, for sure. It's also just kind of a thing where, in this position, where do you go from here? Because now you've got the momentum going from Ruby Revenant being like, well, someone just DC'd. We totally got this. To being like, Impact, like, we're losing one of our players. Now we have to try and bring this back in and bring this back to fruition. And I honestly think either side could do it. I really do think. I think they have a chance. Oh, yeah. We got the Jade back in. Yeah.
Yeah, all right. So, yeah, we do have Jade back in this fight. We're just going to get ours from both teams. And then we'll head back in. As we unfortunately have another DC actually coming through for the side of Impact.
We can't have nice things here on Overwatch. We just can't.
Unfortunately, this just does. It seems, no, sorry EU, but it definitely does seem like EU just struggles with connection issues. Every time I've cast an EU match, there has been at least 2 DCs coming through, but hopefully we will be able to get everybody back in here super quickly.
So what I'm hearing is it's not because it's EU, it's because of Rain. We just shouldn't let Rain cast these matches.
It could just be me. There was a joke in my when I was doing some FACEIT casts that every time that I would cast one of our teams, they would lose. Every time, pretty much. So, there's a little bit of a curse, maybe, that follows me around. It happens.
Ooh, yikes. Be safe, teams. Watch out. If you see Rain enter that ticket, you just know it's all over EU. So sorry to hear that.
All right. Well, we have everybody ready to go, so we're going to go ahead, unpause, and get back into the action here. Already, though, yeah, like, now that Impact has 2 people that have DC'd, you have 2 people that are walking back from spawn. Resurrect did have that bomb, so now you're going to be all the way back at the 0% here. And what was looking kind of, like, really good for Impact to maybe get back into this fight, now looking a little bit tougher. You have that Annihilation and the Nano to work with, but it's a late kill.
Flying too close to the sun, I swear. Neo is just out looking for this Tracer. They don't need the cast. They're okay with banning the cast now. The cast, no more problem. as a pulse bomb comes out from Hugs. Unfortunately, it doesn't hit too much here. As we see Annihilation coming out from Gizmax right here. An interesting approach right there as another one comes out as well. As everyone starts to pop their ultimates for this fight. Neo again getting the kill on Kaneki. He's just out scouting now at this point. Head locked on as Resurrect gets the kill on the Slappo. Hydrate gets the kill on the Kai guy. But Gizmax gets the kill on the Hydrate, and Neo gets the kill on the Resurrect, and Giz gets the kill on the Gloppin. This is basically going to secure the fight as we go into 98% here, and it looks like Ruby Revenant is going to take map 1 of the first to 3 series right here. A fantastic job from both teams, but I feel like the play of the game should go to the disconnects.
The disconnects, yeah. I could agree with that. I have to say, I think that the disconnect timing was really unfortunate for Impact, but I also think that kind of the idea to like respond immediately with your ults once we saw the ults come out from the side of Ruby just put them at a disadvantage because you would have had time to basically just kind of back out of that fight, wait a little bit for those ults to subside and then push back in, but just kind of reactively using those ultimates, and then you know you don't have time to kind of get that one last fight in, and unfortunately the Annihilation nano combo just wasn't enough to kind of break through and get some percentage built on that point. So good comeback there from Ruby Revenants. I think that yeah, like we said, like they kind of came alive on that one.
They heard us from the rafters, and they were like, you know what, we're gonna show you that we meant to ban Cass. And they threw Neo on map, and it went fantastic. You know, I always say first map is warm-up map whenever I used to play. So I'm always like, first map is warm-up map. If we lose, we lose. If we win, we win. That's just to warm up with everybody, because realistically, who warms up anymore, you know? I'm already warm.
We just throw ourselves right into the action. So I think that we are going to go to a quick break while we get the maps and the bands sorted out, but don't go anywhere because we are going to be back with map 2 just after this short break.
And we're back with Kaizen Live and our first of 3 map series against Ruby, Revenant, and Impact. Tier 3 console week 4 here in Kaizen. We just watched Ruby Revenant take back Nepal in a great matchup with Impact coming out super strong, but Ruby Revenant was able to come back on top. Rain, I think it's going to be a great match. I think we're definitely going to go to map 5 in this, I think.
Yeah, just judging from map 1, definitely seems like we have the potential for a 5-map banger here and now. We do, of course, have our next map and bans ready to go. Now, since Impact didn't get that win on Nepal, they had the opportunity to select which hybrid map they wanted to take us to, and they have opted to take us to the wonderfully fun Blizzard world.
You know what would be even more fun, Rain? If this map was winter. And I begged, as a fellow winter map enjoyer myself, I begged, I pleaded. But it's alright, still a pretty map anyway. And as you said, we had those bans come in, but it looks like our bans today are gonna be Diva, Ashe, Ana, and Baptiste. I wonder where that Baptiste, I wonder where that ban came from, but you know, Neo did a fantastic job on last map, and so did Gloppin on the Ana, which makes sense to ban the 2 heroes that were super duper strong. As we head into this next map, interesting team comp coming out from both sides here, don't you agree?
Yeah, so Impact is going to be starting on the defense here, so it's going to be the poke composition coming out from them. We have the Cassidy and the Freya making an appearance. Mr. Jade over on that Iari. Bobbin moving over to the Kiriko now as in the Arena composition.
So close! Oh!
Wow, they tried.
Escar making the first kill, and Jade getting the next on to Slapbo. Definitely is losing your tank in that first part, with Gloppin getting the kill on the Kai guy. Definitely showing why Kiri was banned last round. Looks like Gloppin's going to be a super strong Kiri in this matchup. Impact definitely holding on to that high ground with a great force. The Sigarissa lineup, I mean, that matchup right there is definitely tough for the Sigma, but it looks like they did super great with holding on to the high ground as long as they could. And, I mean, they were able to maintain that, getting some great picks from both teams.
Yeah, I agree. I was thinking the exact same thing. Now, we are going to have some swaps that came out for the side of Ruby now. So, Giz is going to move over onto this Ramatra instead, and Slapbo over onto the Symmetra here. So, looking like Ruby want to just teleport to the point, ignore that high ground entirely.
It works out perfectly. It looks like it's working out super great right here, but Resurrect gets the kill on the Kai guy. But Giz gets the kill on the Jade. Looks like 2 supports gone. There goes the tank for Impact right here, but Gloppin gets the kill on the Neo. Slapbo gets the kill on the Gloppin. It looks like Ruby Revenant are going to secure this first point. That was honestly a great choice from Ruby Revenant, since they were hauled up on the high ground on Impact. I mean, you might as well just go straight to point if they're going to sit there all day.
No, absolutely such a smart play from them, and they'll go ahead and swap off that Sim as we start moving this payload forward. And that's the thing about when you're playing into a poke composition like the one that Impact is running, using that Symmetra to just entirely negate choke points is going to take so much value away from that poke composition, who's looking to do the damage as people are kind of pushing in, force some cooldowns out so that the long fight is going to be a little bit harder for these Brawl. Now, we are going to see Impact is set up on this high ground, so again, they're in a very comfortable position here, but a lot of cart progress still being gained here by Ruby.
I mean, they're just continuing to move on. It's like Impact doesn't want to hold off on this high ground. They want to try and stay down there as long as they can because of that Sigma, but it looks like that Sigma's kind of holding them back. As we've seen Ilario pop out, looks like it doesn't get too much here, and neither does the Sigil as well. As it looks like this backline is trying to get attacked, but Resurrect holding up on the front line, getting the kill on the Slapbo. Hydrated getting the pylon down, with Ascar getting the kill on the Kai guy and Neo here. What a fantastic, man, Impact really likes their Tracer players. I'm seeing a pattern here. Resurrect gets the kill on the Hugs, and Jake gets the kill on the Gizmax. Impact holding onto the cart around a very interesting kind of choke point here around this corner.
Yeah, so not that too bad for the progress made. You know, there's a lot of time on the clock here for Ruby to kind of work with, but a lot of ults have been built up on the side of Impact. Stay Hydrated is going to rotate over onto this Orisa as well, so this is going to be a little bit easier to kind of put pressure onto Gizmax on this Ramatra, and a little bit more kind of survivability when this composition from Ruby actually push in, because now you have the Orisa Fortify, you have the Spin, and you have the Spear to basically force back this push from Ruby.
Ooh, what a nice, beautiful Ilario right here, along with the Kitsune Rush coming out as well, as that Orisa just trucks forward, with Ascar getting the kill on the Gizmax, Jake getting the kill on the Neo, Resurrect getting the kill on the Kai guy and Slapbo. with Asgard getting the kill on the Hugs. We're gonna get a team kill out from Impact. A nice job for that. That was pretty good. I mean, you did use both support ults, and I mean, holy ults right there coming out from Ruby Revenant. I just checked over. Holy cow.
Yeah, so that rush from Gloppin was really crucial. Resurrect doing a really good job kind of playing in that, getting the speed boost. Now there is going to be a rotation coming through here for the side of Ruby. Ooh, pulse bomb in, doesn't quite connect here, and now Ruby are coming in. You've got 3 ults, but oh, you're not going to have orbital.
Oh, there's 1, there's 2 for Resurrect. Can Resurrect get another one? Do it again. It doesn't look like they're gonna get another one, but Globbin and Asgard are gonna come and assist, getting the kill on Neo and Giz, as the Tracer is able to get out. I mean, I find it so funny that as soon as, like, the banned characters get unbanned, everybody is flocking to them. Like, we had the Kiri, the Cass, and the Orisa ban last round, and here's Impact on Kiri, Cass, and Orisa. I wonder if there's going to be a Tracer ban next round.
Yeah, we have to wonder. Now, we are going to see, again, another rotation coming through here, and unfortunately for Ruby, you start off down Kai again.
Man, that was intense. Gloppin getting the kill on the Kai. That's really crucial for Impact to get that nice support out just immediately off the field. With the break heals coming out as well, it's not really a lot to help with your team. Resurrect getting the kill on the Neo here. Really going to secure this fight for Impact. And we've just turned from Ruby having all of this time to almost a minute left in this round. The cart keeps pushing back, probably into a more favorable position, if anything, for Impact here as well.
Yeah, Impact is going to be able to just be pretty much set up all around this high ground. We can see them all just basically staring at where they expect Ruby is going to push in, which is, of course, going to be that high ground now. The ults are ready to go, and Ruby's going to go ahead and pull them out.
What time is it? It's high noon. Let's see if anything's going to come up from that. We do see that Gizmax gets the kill onto Jade, though. Nothing comes from the high moon. Gloppin gets the kill on the Gizmax. Asgard gets the kill on the Hugs. Gloppin again on this Kiri and Asgard. Oh my god, this team loves their Tracer, I swear. Does a fantastic job getting the kill on the Kai guy and Slappo. Doesn't look like Impact actually used too many ultimates there. They have 3 ultimates coming up online, but I mean, so does Ruby Revenant, so it's just a matter of who does better in this last fight.
Yeah, and looking at kind of the match of these ultimates, Gloppin with this Kitsune Rush is going to be a big difference maker here, because even if Neo pops this rally, you're going to have your shield burned down very quickly. It's really going to be on kind of Slappo with this overclock to try and find something with it, because there's no defensive ultimate on the side of Impact. You really just have to kind of negate the spin from Hydrated that could deny a lot of the value.
Resurrect getting that early kill on the Hugs here, as we see another ultimate coming out from Milari, and both the Kitsune Rush comes out. Gloppin gets the kill on the Kai guy, Astar gets the kill on the Slappo, Resurrect gets the kill on Neo, as Gloppin gets the kill on the Gizmax. Definitely showing why Kiri and Cass were banned last round. A good solid push out from Ruby Revenant, but an even better defense coming out from Impact.
Yeah, we saw Resurrect on this Cassidy just really kind of shutting down, not only like putting out just consistent damage, but also just making it very difficult for Hugs on the Tracer for Ruby to kind of find an angle and an opening. On the side of Impact, it felt like Axar was basically always set up on an angle, always getting the pinch so that whenever Impact or Ruby wanted to kind of push in, you're dealing with not only the damage from the front line, but you're dealing with pressure from the sideline as well from that Tracer. And despite Neo kind of moving over onto Gita to try and maybe put a little bit of pressure onto that Tracer, it just was never enough, and we saw Kai Guy kind of falling first a couple of those engagements, and it is because of the timing, right? We're seeing Impact kind of go in for these engagements, catching Ruby in these rotations, and that's where the Tracer is really going to be able to thrive and find the most value. So we'll see what Ruby are going to roll out with here on their defense, and it looks like we are going to be getting a Mei on the field.
I love seeing a Mei. I definitely want to give a shout out to Impact on that last, just the high ground approach was definitely great. I definitely loved how they were just staring at the enemy team, just like ready for that fight. It's like how I stare at like a cake in like a pastry case. I'm like, I'm ready for it. Bring it over, bring it on. So I definitely enjoyed that. It was fantastic. I love a Mei here. I kind of love it. It's definitely out of the box. It's definitely something I didn't expect, but it's something that I guess I really need. So we see a Lucio coming onto the field as well. I'm excited to see this Lucio play right here, as Lucio was banned last round. So, oh, and Resurrect on the Widow. Hello. Not really sure if we're gonna get too much value out of that though, but always fun to see a few Widow shots coming here and there. What a great kind of like poke fight that we have going on right here. Both Aristas just getting pumped. It's just gonna be a matter of who's gonna get ultimates first, because it kind of looks like as a team, Ruby's kind of up in ultimates, but you're gonna have that Kitsune coming out first from Gloppin, as it looks like Impact is slowly starting to make their way using cooldowns. There's a nice, beautiful Ukta coming out as well, a beautiful cleanse coming out. And it looks like, oh, there's a nice wall as well. Oh, and Asgard gonna get the first kill onto Slapple. This is gonna be a great engagement coming out from Impact right there. This definitely goes to show the great value of a Tracer who is just able to flank around, as Impact was basically able to just enclose them and slowly destroy them from both sides. A nice fight from both teams. Definitely have great ult percentage. I mean, what more could he want?
Yeah, I think Impact did a great job of basically just kind of corralling Ruby into that little kind of corner on the point there, and that's really not where you want to be when you're running this kind of Mei cast composition. You want to have a little bit of space to work with here. Now, Ruby is set up on the high ground. I think it's going to be a little bit trickier to kind of find the value with the Mei now that you're up here. You don't really have a whole lot of choke points to work with. They might want to actually hold a little bit closer, or potentially just try and bait Impact to kind of push onto this high ground. But with the Tracer and the Widow, you're just not really going to find a really big Mei wall here. You might be able to see Arisa, but that's pretty much it.
You see a beautiful shot coming out from Resurrect. Exactly what we see. If Widow gets one kill, then there's some kind of value there. So shout out to the Widow getting a kill. Love it. With the sights coming on as well, doesn't really do too much for the team, but hey, information is great as well. As Gizmek goes in for the ultimate here. Doesn't seem to get much out of it, but that's another ultimate down, as the other Arista tries their best as well. You see a Kitsune rush coming out from both sides, as Hugs gets the kill on the Resurrect though. Asgard gets the kill on the Kai guy. Another beat drop coming out as well. Giz gets the kill on the Gloppin. Asgard gets the kill on the Slappo as to the Lucio, and it looks like a Blizzard coming out as well, but Asgard again getting the kill on the Neo. It looks like this is going to be, oh man, the fight says it's in favor for Impact, but it looks like Impact is going to be smart about this and actually back up, because they have time. They're going to regroup for just a second and go straight onto it. I love this approach. Hydrated with a beautiful javelin. Jade getting a nice long distance kill from Hugs as we go around this corner to potentially end this fight. Neo has to touch, but Hydrated gets it. Unfortunately, Slapple has ult here. What time is it? Oh! It is 11:59, folks, because unfortunately High Noon was unable to be popped off as Impact takes map 2 of this series.
You mentioned it there kind of at the end, like really smart. Impact does a really good job of kind of disengaging from these fights. You know, you wait for your supports to come back in, then you go in. It's not about kind of forcing these fights as long as you have to. It's about recognizing when you're down in a fight, and you need to just kind of do that soft reset and then going back in with the numbers that allows you to basically win the fight, find some stagger kills onto Ruby Revenants as well. So, yeah, really nice stuff from Impact to get us all tied up here.
Yeah, like we said, it's going to be a long match, folks, which this definitely means we're going into a map 4 for sure to figure out who's going to have the victory today, which I absolutely love long matches. This is definitely going to be a great choice. And I almost forgot to mention that I had previously talked with Cause before, and he told me that Impact's just been a really tight-knit group of people, and they've been playing together as a group. And I mean, you can see how great their chemistry is when going on those fights. So definitely a great job from Impact that round.
Yeah, impressive to see, winning their map pick. Now it's going to be on Ruby Revenants to pick the third map. But before we have that, we are going to go to a quick break, get the maps in, get the hero bands in, but don't go anywhere. We'll have map 3 after this.
I'm ready. And we're back for Kaizen Live in this first to 3 series. Ruby Revenant against Impact. The current score 1-1 in a first to 3 series. T3 console week 4. I mean, that was a great showing from Impact on that last map of Blizzard World. Coming now into Circuit Royale. Mind you, B. We have some really interesting bans today. Rain, what do you think of these bans for this map?
Yeah, so taking a look at the bans, so we had Orisa banned out first, followed by the Soj Tracer, and then the Widow ban kind of topping it all off there. So, you know, Widow and Soj, definitely heroes that we can see a whole lot of on Circuit Royale. Orisa making an appearance every now and then as well. You know, sometimes we see a little bit more a Sigma or even the Revanents. So having these banned out, and then the Tracer ban coming through, I think we were a little bit surprised about that. We feel like, you know, Impact's Tracer was well, having a whole lot of impact, but yeah, we'll have to see what they're instead going to opt for here, as Impact is going to be on the red side now, so they are going to be on the attack. So looking at this defense from Ruby, we are going to have this Ramantra, the Hash plus Freya DPS lineup, and then the Juno Baptiste. So, I mean, the Freya plus Hash combo is so much damage potential.
It's scary, though, because Neo's also back on the BAP. What is this? Oh, my goodness. Impact trying to do an over-the-top, beautiful approach. Unfortunately, Globin's gonna get the kill on this Lapo. Oh my goodness. Wait, oh, I lied. That was actually Ruby trying to do that. I apologize. That Ruby Revenant trying to do an interesting approach. Trying to go over top. Wait, no. Am I lying?
Impact is red.
I'm so blind. I'm so sorry, folks. Ignore me for just a moment. Either way, I loved it. I don't even know what I just watched, but I'm totally into it. As Stay Hydrated gets the kill on the Gizmax there. Coming in from the top shelf. I can't get over that. That was fantastic. As we see, kind of this interesting approach coming out. It looks like Impact is taking the lead, obviously, here. Definitely a great choice. Definitely gonna have to look out for that BAP, as I was saying. Definitely. Oh, and Asgard getting the kill on the Hugs here as they re-engage with the Malga. But Stay Hydrated is already doing so much on Malga, just immediately gets destroyed. Resurrect getting the kill on the Slapo. And Mr. Jade pulling off this beautiful attack here on this Lifeweaver. That was fantastic. Can they get this last stagger kill right here? No, but they are going to force out the E-Mort right here. That actually could be a lot for this next fight.
Yeah, and some payload progress being gained here. It is going to be Axar, oh no, sorry, Glopin, pushing this payload forward. Now, we have had some swaps over on the side of Ruby, so we have the Malga matchup now. Hugs is going over onto the Bastion as well, and then Kai onto the Ana, Neo onto the Zen. This is all in on kind of countering this Malga coming out from Stay Hydrated, but a whole lot of ultimates available here for Impact to work with.
Definitely an interesting approach coming out as well, as we see the Bob, the early Bob coming out could actually be quite strong here. Never mind, that thing got melted, but they get a pick on a Gizmax. Again, if you have your tank, that is basically a whole reset. Hugs getting the kill on the Bob, but at what cost? As Resurrect gets the kill on the Slapbo, Asgard gets the kill on the Hugs here. It's up to them to get Neo, and it looks like Neo goes down as well. Oh man, and the Ana follows slowly after. I feel like Neo just should have stuck with the BAP. That BAP is dangerous, but I understand the reason for definitely wanting a couple of approaches on the Discord for sure.
Yeah, no, this is, they're 5.5 minutes on the time bank when Impact went ahead and rolled on the third point here. So this is a very, very speedy push for them. You only use the Bob in that last fight. You're gonna have all other 4 ultimates to work with. Now, Ruby have been building up to some ultimates of their own, including a Bob. You're gonna have both support ults here. Neo gonna have to use this Transcendence to try and live through this bleed that's gonna be coming online for Axar very, very shortly here. And yeah, there it is.
As every single ultimate in the whole entire universe gets popped, as we go back and forth on trades, as the tree goes down as well. you can just see that both the teams are kind of backing off. And I mean, still making cart progress as that fight kind of happened in a little outside area as well. It was quite a strange fight position, at least, I think. But it looks like, for now, Ruby Remnant is actually able to hold on to this little kind of choke point right now. Now, this is where it's going to get really hard for Impact right here, going around this corner and trying to march forward. But it looks like Hydrated is having no problem of that. A nano coming out from Kai Guy is definitely going to help that Malga stay up as much as they can. But Gizmax definitely has the cage here as well. This could be danger for Impact. Once again, this is like the hardest corner to push, I feel like.
Yeah, it's really tough. You have this kind of defense just set up so far back. You have the cage ready to go. Beautiful pull. Oh,
that
Mr.
was
Jade.
You have my heart, Mr. Jade. If you are a Mr. Can I call you Jade? Can I call you 200? Hugs getting the kill on the Resurrect is a nice touch as well, coming out from the team. I mean, that was a great approach from Ruby Revenant, getting that first kill onto Resurrect. I mean, they have Bob. They have the potential to hold on to this. Impact definitely does. As the Malga's kind of trapped in that little corner right now, but they're close to building up ultimate. Unfortunately, it's just a matter of if they can keep them up. Having the Life Weaver Lucio back up, Bob coming out, and a beautiful beat drop as well. As they march onto this point, they need someone to push that payload, I feel like, though. Neo gets the kill on the Resurrect, Hydrate gets the kill on Kai Guy, Globin gets the kill on Giz, and Resurrects, Bob gets the kill on the Neo, Hugs gets the kill on Asgard, and Hydrated gets the kill onto Hugs. It's looking like this is going to be a cleanup for Impact here. A beautiful job from Impact coming out strong with that. I can't get over it from the rafters.
Yeah, really nice beat there from Glopin, connects onto all 5 members of Impact, so really just allows everyone to get very aggressive. They make really good use of it. If you're going to use kind of that engagement beat, you absolutely have to have the follow-up there available, and Impact doing exactly that, finding the picks and then just sliding that point into more than 2.5 minutes on the clock. It's going to be really, really tough here for Ruby, because now you're at a point where not only do you have to kind of finish this entire map, but I mean, you really would love to do it with time in the bank as well. And we'll have to see what Impact are going to opt to run on this defense here, because the Malga composition may be a little bit trickier kind of on that defense. As we see, they are hovering over some more of a classic kind of a poke composition, so stay hydrated over on this Sigma. Resurrect going back over onto this Cassidy, which, I mean, they were very, very dangerous on that Cassidy on Blizzard World. And then we have the Iari backline as well, so a whole lot of poke damage here. If Ruby decide to still roll out with this Malga composition that they're kind of hovering over right now, you definitely do have a shot at it, but you have to move really, really quickly. You cannot be standing in choke points. You can't be just taking in damage from Mr. Jade and Resurrect and stay hydrated. But if you can kind of move quickly, get onto the Sigma like in an efficient way, you will have the upper hand once you're kind of up close and personal with this composition.
Are they trying to do the same thing? They are trying to do the exact same thing, and you can already tell Impact is waiting for them. They're like, we already know you're on the way. So we are going to hold. Oh my goodness, CC in heaven. Resurrect gets a kill on the Hugs immediately. Gizmax trying to come back to the team. And it looks like a nice pull coming out from Kai Guy as well is going to help keep them alive for a little bit. Hydra's getting pretty close for a Sigma. Kind of dangerous, but it looks like not even worried about it. Mr. Jake getting the kill on the Gizmax. Hydra getting the kill on the Slappo. This team, Impact, is going to easily be able to walk straight onto Ruby Revenant here. Asgard getting the kill on the Hugs here. Secures the fight for Impact. What a nice... That was a great play. I definitely can understand why Ruby Revenant would want to copy that. It worked so well for them. Why not work for us? But, man, that was intense. Oh, and a nice rock coming out from Gizmax as well.
It's a good read there from Impact, right? I mean, you know exactly how you play that, so you know how to defend against it. But unfortunately now you've given up that high ground, so you're being forced back now on this low ground. You lose a lot of positional advantage here.
Definitely. I definitely feel like Impact should have rotated back to that high ground, done that whole thing over again. Should have just held that choke point, but Slappo gets the kill on the Resurrect here, definitely showing that they should have stayed on the high ground. Gizmax getting the kill on the Asgard here. He's basically going to secure the fight with Neo getting the kill on the Hydrated, as we see the beautiful Baptiste coming back out to play. That is going to be extremely dangerous.
Yeah, so I mean, there are a lot of changes that have been made here on the side of Ruby to try and walk in. And now Kai on this Lifeweaver has managed to kind of stick on this role. So you're gonna have both support alts coming online here from Ruby. But I mean, Impact, you're all gonna have this kind of close spawn. You're able to get set up on this high ground. You have a whole bunch of ultimates coming online. You're gonna have the Deadeye and the Flux. We sometimes see those combos. Mr. Jade having this this Sun as well, though. Another really good combo option for this Flux.
Speaking of which, exactly what you said is what we're getting out right here. Hydrate kill on, Resurrect getting the kill on the slap though, as we see the 3 ults coming out from Impact. This fight better be worth it, and they better get a team kill here. Asgard getting the kill on the Kai guy, as the team just slowly goes down as Hydrate gets the kill on the Gizmax. Using 3 ultimates for a fight, what are your opinions about that, Ray?
Yeah, maybe a little trigger happy. Yeah, Impact does hold on to the Nano Blade, which is really, really big. That's going to be a massive ultimate, especially where Kai has already used that tree, which has a little bit of burst healing to maybe sustain through that. It's going to be on Giz with this Sigma to maybe use the Flux to actually catch that Genji in it, because otherwise you're basically just banking that Neo's going to have a lamp ready to go, and then you're immediately going to burst down this blade.
That's kind of dangerous, seeing Hydrated drop down. As we see the Nano Blade comes out, gets 1, gets 2. Can we see the 3? Unfortunately, we're not going to see the 3, but Gizmac getting the kill on the Glop and Resurrect, and Hydrate getting the kill on the Hugs and Gizmac. Resurrect getting the kill on the Kai guy as well, securing a team kill for Team Impact. Now, their Ana did die. However, because of both teams kind of running slower, not really moving super fast comps, Ana's going to be able to get back with probably no problem. Easily be able to get this back.
The only issue here for Impact is that wasn't a very, I mean, when you use Nano Blade, you're essentially shutting down a fight really quickly. So you only have the Deadeye to kind of work with. And now Ruby coming into this, you've got 4 ultimates, a blade of your own. I mean, you get the opening pick too.
A nice opening pick along with a nice rock coming out as well. And Matrix out as well. It just looks like this is going to be Ruby Revanents fight right here. Gizmax getting the kill on the Hydrated, as Gizmax continues to walk forward, taking all of this space, exactly what a tank is supposed to do right here, along with the Genji and the Bap. Gizmax getting the kill on the Resurrect here, secures the fight, and I believe secures the point for Ruby Revanents here. Definitely a great choice, great option. Wow, they have instantly turned this around with 3 minutes and 43 seconds on the clock. It's still pretty much anybody's game on this map.
Yeah, great ult economy here from Ruby as well. You still have both those DPS ultimates, you still have that Flux, but yeah, you have the Flux on the other side. Actually gonna start with a Flux of their own, so this is good from Ruby to keep this tempo going.
Ooh, a nice deflect. Unfortunately gonna be canceled by that rock, man. The rocks are rocking it right now. This is doing super great. Hydrated getting killed by Neo this round, and Asgard trying to leave for their life, running away. Looks like they are gonna get out. Man, that's such a great support play. No, never mind. Gizmax getting 2 right there. That might be dangerous for Impact right there. You don't have a lot of space as that cart turns the corner. Don't have a lot to play with, but they do have 4 ultimates here. I mean, they are in a pretty good position.
Yeah, you don't have the Nano Blade, but otherwise you got every ult to work with here, including that Sun Flux combo that Impact wanted to opt towards in the other fight. Now you have it ready to go. It's getting the Blade from Hugs in response.
Ooh. Globin gets the kill on the Gizmax, and Slabo gets the kill on the Globin. Asgard gets the kill on the Hugs as we are going back and forth in the trade. Asgard gets another one onto Neo, looking for another kill. Super low though, has to back up a bit. I mean, using 1 ult coming out from Hydrated and countering it with the Blade, I mean, you know what? I take that, honestly. I think it's... Oh! And the last-minute kill coming out from Asgard as well. I mean, honestly, Impact couldn't have done better that match. I would have definitely taken that, as we see a swap also onto the Ram.
Yeah, onto the Ram, and now Impact has this Nano Blade ready to go. Now, we do have both support ults from the side of Ruby. Neither are going to be too good at kind of countering this Blade. So, honestly, if you're Ruby, you might want to just kind of take a dry fight here, try to get that Blade out, and the next fight, you play for the next one. You have your rush, you have your window ready to go. As everybody's rotating up onto this high ground.
You know, in my little brain, I'm just thinking, I wish someone would hop onto that card to see if they can see 9-it. Asgard getting the kill on the Kai guy. Kill on the Icegar. Hydrated getting the kill on the Neo. Hugs getting the kill on the Hydrated. Still anybody's game. Hugs getting the kill on the Jade. Slubba getting the kill on the Resurrect, as that Sigma is extremely low. Oh my goodness. Globin getting the kill on the Gizmax though. Shout out to the Ana DPS right here, and a beautiful sleep as well. It gives us just enough time for Hydrated to come back and help clean up this fight as Ascar also gets back, getting the kill on this Lapo here. As it looks like, oh, Ruby Revenant was so close to pushing that around, but they were extremely low without their support. This is exactly why supports matter in this game. They're extremely crucial to keeping the fight and in between fights there. 60 seconds remain in the match.
Yeah, see, this is the thing about being in the attacking team here, is even though you have the ult advantage, we used both those support ults from Ruby Red, and it was looking really good for them, but the spawn advantage is going to favor Impact here, so they're able to just get back in it. You really need to have an incredibly clean fight to get this payload into this final point. And now, Ruby's working with a Flux and a Visor versus this Sun and an Annihilation from Impact.
A nice ultimate coming out from Gizmax here. And we also see the Soldier ult as well. Hugs getting the kill on the Ascar here early, though. Annihilation coming out as well. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like they're going to get anything with Gizmax throwing in a nice rock as well. Resurrect forced to retreat right here. And it looks like they are going to be able to push that card a little bit, holding on for dear life. Resurrect gets the kill on the Neo. It's extremely close fight here, folks. Hugs getting the kill on the Jade. Slappa getting the kill on the Glopin. Slappa getting the kill on the Resurrect as they try to hold on to the point for dear life. As we see a Blade coming out as well. Gizmax getting the kill on the Ascar. Hugs getting the kill on the Hydrated. As we go another round, folks.
My gosh, overtime. That's what it took here for Ruby to be able to kind of slide this point in. And I definitely feel like it has something to do with kind of those overtime spawns, because we're seeing Ruby do a fairly good job kind of elongate these fights. These fights are taking forever to clean up. And in regular time, that is really not going to favor whoever is kind of alive trying to push this payload forward. But once you get into that overtime and the respawn timer gets longer and longer, as long as you can kind of stretch that fight out and not die, then you're going to have that little bit of an advantage there. So 1 minute is going to be added to the time bank here for Ruby to try and push this payload as far as they possibly can. But I mean, I think that they got stalled on this first point for, you know, a couple of fights. They tried the fun little go over the roof strat and it didn't work out. But you're gonna have to be really careful about this, because 1 minute is not really a whole lot of time to play around with. You know, you get one fight, maybe two fights, and we have Impact rolling out with this Ramatra comp. We still have the Ashe and the Genji. And then, yeah, Mr. Jade's going to go over onto this BAP. So they're going to have the BAP Ana. Now, on Nepal, I kind of mentioned when you're running this BAP Ana, it can be a little bit tricky. Okay, we're not going to play the BAP. Mr. Jade's going to do the break. I think I actually might have liked the BAP a little bit better, because there's not a whole lot of rotations that you need to do in Circuit. It's really just kind of a one-way street here. And the Brig typically going to be played when you're expecting kind of a dive, but well, Ruby is coming out with Hugs on the Genji, but otherwise it's a whole lot of poke damage for this team.
Definitely, for sure. I kind of like the break here. Honestly, we saw what Glopin could do on that last point. Definitely was a superstar for Impact, trying to hold on to that. So I can totally understand why they're trying to keep their Ana up. I kind of see it, and especially with the nanos and everything that you've seen coming out from Glopin so far in this showcase, I can totally understand why they're trying to keep this Ana alive, for sure. So seeing kind of both teams poking and kind of deciding where they want to go. No Sigma to be seen. Definitely like the Ramatra approach from both teams. So we see arms coming out from both Ramatras up on this high ground. It does look like Ruby Revanents is playing more together, as you would expect in this comp right here, as both teams are just trying to build it up while overtime is being initiated. As we see this cart getting stalled underneath this very weird point. Resurrect getting the kill on the Slappo to start out the fight. Hydrate getting the kill on Gizmax. Resurrect getting the kill on the Hugs. Hydrate getting the kill on the Neo. And Ascar getting the kill on the Kai guy is going to secure the payload right underneath this bridge for Ruby Revenant's attack.
It was the beautiful name from Glopin to really just seal that. Because in that overtime, I mean, everybody from Ruby has to basically play kind of in a stacked area. We didn't have the Suzu kind of available there from Kai guy. As soon as that Suzu's out of the mix, Glopin goes in, hits a nade onto two, and then it's just cleanup. It's really beautiful stuff there from Impact to be able to just kind of take a read of the fight, live long enough to just get that overtime going. It's just about kind of hitting the cooldowns, and they did a fantastic job with that. So this is going to be a really tough defense. Not impossible here for Ruby, but I mean, just under 4 minutes, you can't let the cart kind of get to that you know, second corner there under the bridge, and looking like they are okay. You're gonna have the Diva in, the Torb Ash on the DPS lineup, and then they are gonna be running this on a BAP. So the Torb Ash, I like it for like a whole lot of poke damage, but the thing is with these kind of poke heroes is it's all about kind of getting the damage in early, right? You want to stop, you want to force out cooldowns as the attacking team is kind of approaching. And well, looking at the composition that Impact is hovering right now, they don't really have much of a poke phase to kind of take any damage on this Mauga once again. Mr. Jade on this Lifeweaver. I mean, let's see if Ruby Red is going to expect this a second time.
It looks like Resurrect is actually the only one able to get over. This could be dangerous for Impact, but it kind of looks, yeah, that kind of sees it. Neo gets the kill on the Resurrect, and Giz gets the kill on the Asgard. Unfortunately, Hydrata is also going to go down thanks to Slappo, as this kind of secures the first point for Ruby Revenant, definitely. But I mean, the time percentage is there, and it's not that far of a distance. That's one thing you have to keep in mind here, is that realistically, they don't have to play fast. They have to play for ults. I mean, I think if Impact gets ults, if they get it fast enough, if they play their fights right, they can easily get this. Swapping on to Zarya as well, just to shut down that Diva even more.
Yeah, gonna deny some of the nades as well from Kaigai on this Ana. Now, Ruby is doing a really good job of just kind of maintaining this high ground presence as much as they possibly can. Nice defensive nades from Kaigai as well, too, but like you said, Tenchi, there's just not a whole lot of space that they have to work with.
Neo getting the kill on the Resurrect, though, opens this up for Ruby Revenant a lot. I mean, definitely getting that kill out is great. Both DPS down for Impact as Hugs gets the kill onto Asgard and Hydrated right here. Slappo getting the kill on the Jade is definitely going to secure, once again, this fight. But again, look at that cart. Look how far they got. They were right there. They need, like, one more good push, and if they just walk forward on this, I think they get it instantly. Even maybe a C9 potentially, but it's really up to how Impact wants to play this, as we see both support ults coming up from Ruby Revenant's side, along with a potential bomb and bomb.
And you mentioned earlier, Tenchi, this is about ultimates, right? So we saw some swaps coming out from the side of Impact. However, they have been able to build up quite a few ultimates, getting very close, and a good job just not engaging on that Nano. We see Kaigai send out the Nano. Okay, we're going to follow up with the window as well. As essentially, I think that they're just trying to kind of like burn time off the clock here, which is good. I totally see it, but also you are burning through all of your resources very, very quickly. Meanwhile, 5 ultimates are going to be on the board here for Impact to work with.
Impact has this easily. Just the way they were able to hold this out. Here comes that Nano Blade we were waiting for. Gets one. Fortunately, doesn't get anything else, with the bomb coming out as well. And here's the bomb with a grab coming out as well. Hugs getting the kill on the Asgard. Slappo gets the kill on the Resurrect. Hugsy's turret gets the kill on the Jade. I mean, Impact might be going down. I mean, Ruby Revenant used all of their ultimates and got nothing.
60
they
seconds.
Got nowhere.
Right? 60 seconds on the clock now, and Hugs has been able to build up to this Molten Core, which is going to be so crazy good once you get into this kind of overtime scenario. No, Giz is still not in the mech just yet. Oh, no! That's a big opening here for Impact to try and push forward.
It's really going to rely on this Torb ultimate, and they better use it quicker, sooner rather than later. As Hugs gets the kill on the Jade, though, there goes that ultimate coming out. Hugs getting the kill on the Gloppin and Asgard. This Torbjorn is going insane right now. Neo getting the kill on the Resurrect with 20 seconds left on the clock. Impact is getting shut down. No ultimates seem to be coming online except for a Nano coming out from Kaigai. But honestly, it might be too little too late, as Mr. Jade is going to look like trying to touch the cart from the roof. As 5 seconds clocks down, I don't know if anyone's going to be able to touch right here. 2, 1, Impact is going to be able to touch with the Reinhardt. Instantly gets left and anti-nated right there. As Hugs just immediately has this high ground immortality coming out. Neo gets Blob and Hugs getting the kill on the Hydrated right there. As it looks like Impact is slowly going down one by one. Giz getting the kill on the Mr. J, but Resurrect gets the kill on the Neo. Slapper gets the kill on the Resurrect. And that is going to be map 3 for Ruby Revenants.
That's actually very, very impressive. It is not often that you see a defending team, you know, not only like
withstand nearly 4 minutes of an attack, but like, that wasn't a lot of space to work with. They did not get that cart pushed very far in the 1 minute that they had. The Torbjorn pick from Hugs was absolutely massive. Honestly, the turret was like positioned just far enough back that it was always kind of a consistent amount of pressure. And then the Torb just able to kind of sustain through those engagements really well. Like, I don't think that we saw Hugs die at all on that second defense there. And it definitely helped that team secure the victory. Really impressive stuff from Ruby.
Definitely, for sure. I mean, that was fantastic. It goes to show you that even if you have the ultimates, you are not out of it. I mean, Impact used all of their ultimates at once, and that's the danger with that, is you have to be careful about that. You have to know that you can't just throw your ultimates down and think that it's going to be okay. You really have to think about it, especially in these higher tiers where teams are going to be looking for it and knowing. That was amazing. That was beautiful.
Yeah, we said, you know, this is a map 5 potential here, and yeah, now it's looking even closer. We are gonna show a quick little break here while we wait for our 4th map and our hero bands to come anywhere, but you're not gonna want to miss this one. Don't go anywhere.
And we're back. Kaizen Live. 1-2, Ruby Revenants up by 1 in our first of 3 match series. T3 console, week 4. We just saw Ruby Revenants do an absolutely cracked defense with about 3 minutes and 43 seconds on the clock for Impact to make an amazing push. Unfortunately, was unable to due to a Torbjorn. That was 10 out of 10 defense right there for Ruby Revenants. Heading into Runasape. I hope I'm saying that right. I think I am. I hope to sound like the announcer someday. Rain, what do you think we're gonna see from this map?
Well, typically we would see kind of brawl composition, either Ram or Arisa, and yeah, the are making an appearance for both sides here. Now, we do have a few bans, of course, coming in. So for Runasape, we have Diva, Lucio, Cassidy, and Kiriko banned out. So with that Lucio Kiriko ban coming through, I mean, that takes out a pretty persistent backline that we get to see a whole lot of here on Runasape. So we are instead going to have Junos for both sides. Again, kind of this preference where we're going to have Impact over on the Ana, and then Ruby Revenant on Baptiste, which has been working quite well for them so far. It's the Arisa versus Ramatra matchup here I'm quite interested in. Arisa, as long as you can kind of keep your distance from this Ramatra, you will have that upper hand. But, of course, Giz on this Ramatra is going to look to clear that space and get some punches in.
Oh, definitely a nice lead coming out from Gizmax. It's going to be an interesting fight as both of those supports were banned map 1, and we still have that turned out for Ruby Revenants. I like how they're already trying to take this like high ground away. Resurrect, though, getting the kill on the Slappo. Immediately starting out great for Impact as Mr. J gets the kill on the Gizmax. Trying to go in for those backline supports. Unfortunately, it's not going to get very far with Hydrate taking out Neo as they continue to march forward, gaining bot controls. Hydrate gets the kill on the Lors. Oh, help me with that. Cord? Cord. We're just gonna call you Cord.
That sounds great.
Can I call you Cord? Getting the kill on the Cord here. I mean, taking that bot percentage already right now. I always find this map to be super tricky once you get past this first little checkpoint. I always find that this map becomes more difficult with that high ground approach coming out, and definitely got some interesting choices coming out as we see the swap onto the Orisa.
Yeah, the Arisa swap happening here. Icord is going to go off of that Sojourn onto Soldier as well, so going to give you kind of that extra angle, and unfortunately, that angle is going to be guarded here by Resurrect.
With Neo getting the kill on the Ascar as well, Slappo getting not 1 but 2, heading into that back line, gets 3 as well. Resurrect is not done though, gets the kill on the Neo here, trying to look for another one before they go out. Unfortunately, is going to get slopped by Slappo. I mean, this was a great attack for Ruby Revenant, able to get the bot back and start making some percentage along the way, though. They did hit the checkpoint, which is super great for Impact, however. Definitely going to be interesting to see. Now, we were talking in between maps about how they were going to deal with this Tracer that they knew was coming on. And, I mean, they're going to deal with it great. It looks like Neo's going to be on it once again, as we saw in that first map. As we see both teams kind of poking away here.
Coming through. Ooh, Slappo trying to find an angle is going to be shut down there. And pulse bomb as well. I mean, this is looking like Impact is just coming right back into this fight. You only have to commit that pulse bomb. You're going to have 4 other ultimates nearly to work with. And, you know, a little bit of progress has been gained here for Ruby. Everybody's going to be able to get regrouped and get another very clean fight in before any more progress is kind of gained. And crucially, you are going to have that window from Neo. Slappo's going to have the pulse bomb as well. But this Terra Surge from Hydrated Plus, you have the overclock. It's going to be big here if Impact can kind of find an opening.
What a great window coming out, too. That's definitely going to deny Impact from going any further. Just kind of waiting that out. A nice pulse bomb potentially going in straight onto the Ana. Immediately gets killed. That is going to be a huge loss, but Resurrect is going to continue to march forward. Getting the kill on the Slappo, Gizmax getting the kill on the Resurrect, though. This looks like it's going to be in... Oh, man, I don't know who's in favor for it. It looks like Impact actually has a better strong suit as they use another ult getting Neo, but Gizmax gets killed. Gets the kill on to stay hydrated here. I mean, Ruby Revenant turned this around. Asgard getting the kill onto Icord as well. I mean, that was definitely a great choice from Ruby Revenant to try and hold on for dear life. I mean, that was pretty great. I think this match is going to be super tough for both teams as they kind of play this weird sort of pokey, brawly kind of comp here that we got going on for both sides.
Yeah, Orbit gonna be committed here from Kaigai. That's massive. This is gonna allow them to kind of push forward, and it doesn't seem like anybody except for Kaigai really playing in that Orbit, though.
Unfortunately not, but it looks like Gizmax is just trying to move forward, and it looks like they are going to get value out of that ultimate right there. Neo getting the kill on the Hydrated, as they are also looking to get the kill on the Mr. Jade, as Slappo gets the kill on the Asgard. This is going to make Impact back up a lot as Ruby Revenant continues to push forward. They are going to take the lead here unless someone tries to stop them, unless Resurrect tries to jump on. Unfortunately, he's going to get stopped by iCord here, as percentage has been gained for Ruby Revenant. I'm starting to lose my voice.
Now, a nice pick there from Slappo onto Resurrect, who was a whole bunch of pressure, of course, for the side of Impact. Now, Mr. J does have this Orbital Ray ready to go, the only ultimate for Impact to work with to try and come back into this. They're holding this high ground really for as long as they can, get Resurrect back in the fight. Now there's 5 members ready to go here from Impact. It's just about kind of finding the timing, use this Orbital Ray to kind of push in, because a lot of progress now being gained here. Giz holding down this bot really, really well, as iCordy is kind of rotating around, potentially looking for a flank with this Visor.
Definitely a great choice as Resurrect kills off Kaigai. This is a great start for Impact. I mean, if you're Ruby Revenant, you don't use any ults here. You just die it out and you kind of hold back, as it looks like that's what they're trying to do here. As Resurrect gets the kill on the Gizmac and Slappo, with Asgard getting the kill onto Neo here. Impact is going to move the bot up. And it was kind of a smart idea to dry fight that, definitely, because, I mean, you're about to have 5 ultimates coming out from Impact. Now, we saw in a world where Impact had 5 ultimates, and it didn't go very well last time. So I'm really hoping they learn from their mistakes here.
Yeah, we'll see what they can do. The Pulse Bomb comes in. Okay, good enough to find iCordy, but the window out from Neo, it's on a very nice angle here. It's going to be able to keep Giz really alive and healthy on the Zarisa.
A nice nano onto Resurrect. It's a great solid choice. Resurrect getting kill on the Slappo. Gizmac being on the Asgard. Neo actually gets the kill onto Resurrect. No one can stop this bad at all, as they're trying to push around this corner. Impact is actually going to have to back up here, as it looks like the team of Ruby Revenant is actually able to get back quick enough, thanks to that Juno, for sure, as they continue to march back. I mean, they used 3 ultimates and they lost it. It must be just something about Impact and using ultimates right here, that they're just, it's so tricky to use all of those ults too, because I mean, they're so different. As that Pulse Bomb comes out from Slappo, getting the kill on the Resurrect. This is not going to be a good sign for Impact this fight. Oh, what a shutdown from iCord, but Mr. Jade is able to get that out. Unfortunately, is going to die straight after. Jade had kill on the iCord, but Neo getting the kill on the Galopin. I mean, Ruby Revenant continues to push this forward with no ultimates except for the Orisa ult from both sides right now, but an Orbital Ring and Amp Matrix coming out potentially for Ruby Revenant, as Asgard gets the kill on the Slappo too. iCord getting the kill on the Asgard, as the teams are extremely low here, as that Orbital is coming out, as iCord gets the kill on the Mr. Jade. Remember, folks, it is 1st to 3, so if Ruby Revenant can actually push this all the way, it is game over. Impact needs to figure out what to do quickly.
Yeah, especially now, Neo using this window, basically just zoning anybody from Impact that is alive off of this point. iCord and Giz kind of comboing there to get Mr. Jade off of the point, and now, oh, I mean, it's getting very, very close to the end here for Ruby, but Impact have the numbers, or at least the spawn advantage.
Spawn advantage helps, but it's really just a matter of how they're going to use, as Gizmax is like fully in the back line as an Orisa, which makes me laugh. But it looks like they're doing kind of okay. Slappo's kind of able to move around for Ruby Revenant. Unfortunately, it is going to go down with 1 minute and 30 seconds. Impact pretty much needs a miracle at this point. It is, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. It's going to be extremely difficult. They have to move this bot all the way to the end.
I will say one of the nice things about Push is that if you can chain a couple of fights together, you can very, very quickly turn the tide of things. But it's all about getting at least a couple of fight wins in. And I mean, Ruby are coming back into this just so aggressively.
They're coming straight into it, not even caring about the antis anymore. They're just going straight for it as Gizmek gets the kill on the Glop and Hydrate getting the kill on the Neo. Slappo getting the kill on the Resurrect here. Askar getting the kill on the Kai guy. Trading back and forth. Ikor getting the kill on the Askar, but Hydrate gets the Ikor. As Hydrate is gonna go down, here's Gizmax. Looks like yes. As they continue to march forward, Slappo getting the kill on the Mr. J. They don't even bot. Honestly, if they don't move the bot, I mean, I think they would be okay. I mean,
yeah, if I'm Ruby, like, get the checkpoint so that you have those forward spawns, and then you can basically just play wherever you want. Because now you have 3 ultimates ready to go. It's all about just waiting until this overtime, dump all of your ultimates. But, I mean, Impact, they're going to be thinking essentially the same thing here, because Terra Surge ready to go, the Coalescence, and we're going to have this Overclock available from Resurrect as well.
Speaking of which, Resurrect coming out with a great kill onto Slappo here as we see a Coalescence coming out as well. Ikor trying to get the kill on the Askar. Looks like they are going to get it. Gizmak getting the kill on the Glop, and Mr. J gets 2 onto Ikor and Kai Guy. Resurrect getting the kill on the Neo and Gizmax, as it looks like Impact is going straight into overtime, folks. Remember, if Ruby Revenant takes back the bot here, it is game over. GG's, Ruby Revenant takes it. If Impact is able to make it to the end, we move on to an intense map 5. Looking at the ultimates right now, it looks like Impact is going to have the stronger half here, but I mean, that can easily be turned around with Ruby Revenant and their support getting their ultimates as well as we go into this fight right here. Starting out pretty strong with a pulse bomb. Unfortunately, it's not going to connect. Gets back again to kill on the Mr. J. That is not going to be good for Impact right here and what they're trying to achieve. As Gizmek just immediately tries to get the ultimate out, gets 1 in there, also gets the Ana. Unfortunately, Hydrated trying to come back with an ultimate. Much Gizmek's getting killed on Glop, and Slappo getting the kill on the Hydrated with Neo popping out a beautiful Amp Matrix, and Ikor getting the kill on the Askar is going to secure it for Ruby Revenant as they win 3-1 against Impact.
Really good stuff from Ruby Revenant here. I think especially kind of showing up on this push map, doing a really good job of shutting down the fights here for Impact. You know, we had some really nice individual plays kind of coming through from Impact, but if you're just not able to chain these fight wins together, you're not going to be able to win push. And I think that Ruby Revenant doing a really good job kind of recognizing when they need to back out from fights, when they need to just kind of wait things out and then go back in on the and yeah, really impressive stuff to see from this team up against, I mean, you know, Impact has shown up on the stream quite a bit. They're a very strong team, so to be able to take this win, I think Ruby Revenant should be very proud of themselves.
Sure. I mean, this definitely secures them above in the competition of Kaizen. It's definitely going to put them above Impact now. And I mean, it comes down to map percentages. Like, I mean, both teams were extremely close. They both had 2 wins, 1 loss before coming into this. But Impact was ahead of them because of 1 map difference. I mean, now this basically secures Ruby Revenants as a huge competition in this league, and that's just what I love about Kaizen, is you're able to see these teams come out of nowhere and completely destroy each other. It's fantastic. And I mean, I think that was pretty great from both sides, from the amazing strat that Impact had on Circuit Royale to the beautiful plays from Neo and on that BAP. Man, I can't get over that BAP. That was fantastic show.
I feel like this is a good segue for us to move into MVPs, because I mean, I have a couple in mind here, and yeah, mentioning Neo on that Baptiste, I mean, that is my MVP. I think maybe you agree, Tenchi, for Ruby Revenant.
Oh God, yes. Are you kidding me? Anytime they ban Cass, anytime that team ban Cass, they're like, you know what? We're gonna ban Cass and we're gonna put Neo on BAP, and it's gonna be okay. After that first match, Neo was alive.
Yes, awesome. Okay, yeah, we're in agreement. for Ruby Revenant's MVP is going to be Neo on that Baptiste. Congratulations. Now, for the side of Impact, I think that Revenant on the DPS role, you know, we saw them play Cassidy a little bit. We saw them play Sojourn. I think especially on Blizzard World on that Cassidy was incredibly impactful, hitting so many shots and getting some really good value from the Deadeyes as well.
For sure, but I mean, you gotta give credit where credit is due. When you're banning a hero because a person's good at it, Ascar completely great work on that Tracer. You just saw how especially on Blizzard World, how that Tracer really impacted I get it. It really impacted that first match because they went on that flank while the other team was on that other side. They were able to get the picks necessary for impact. So I really think Ascar did a fantastic job on that. But I totally agree. Resurrect did a amazing job as well. I mean, it could go either way, and I'd
All
be
right,
happy.
let's give it to Axar on the Tracer. I got to agree. You know, if you're get banned, well, dang, you are doing something right. So congratulations to Axar from Impact for the MVP on Tracer and the Neo on the Baptiste for Ruby Revenants. But that is going to do it for our EU matchup. Thank you so much to everybody for taking the time out of your day to come watch this Tier 3 console match. Thank you to the players for showing up and putting on such a great show for us. Thank you to our producer, WM, who is running the cameras and the stream. And then thank you to you, Tenchi, for coming out and casting with me.
Well, thank you to Rain for letting me join you. It was fantastic to see you again. You can tell why you're doing such an amazing job with all of your castings. Make sure to go check out Rain on everything that she is doing right now. Besides Kaizen, she is a fantastic caster everywhere else, and y'all got to see that today. So thank you for having me.
All right. Good night, Kaizen. We will see you on the next one.